you're well. Yeah, you're covered in clothes. What's that about?
Yeah, I know. What the hell?
Very disappointing, isn't it? Yeah. But doing a nude scene or a naked scene like that on set is probably a lot easier and a lot less daunting than when you stood completely naked on a live stage in front of an audience in a theatre.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's you know, all my past nude scenes have been about kind of loss of virginity or sexual failure and horse blinding. So something that was really just like a fun, light-hearted skinny dipping scene was great. And oh look, there's the movie you just watched. And yeah, so it was genuinely, it was kind of fun. It wasn't too bad actually. You'd be surprised. Yeah, Canada at that time of year is not great, but it was not as bad as you thought it would have been. It could have been worse.
You're kind of blue now. You could star in Avatar. Dublin, obviously, some of your character literally had a very short spell in Dublin, but overall you guys got to spend a bit of time here. Was that a lot of fun?
It was great. But, you know, we kind of we had been. You know, we filmed in Toronto for I guess 6 weeks, and then we came back, and it was a bit weird when you filmed with one crew for the whole film, and then for the last week you get a different group of people. But you know, they were lovely. It was a really nice kind of send off, and for me, you know, I only, you know, the crew came to Dublin for like a week, and I only had like 2 scenes, so I was just bumming around. It's nice.
Good one if you can get it. Yeah. Your character Wallace is so polite and decent and nice, I think, and you're particularly polite and decent and nice. Daniel doesn't know this, but I interviewed him several years ago during Harry Potter. Of course he wouldn't remember all the journalist TVs, but we bashed into each other in the corridor of Claridge's, and you were like, I'm really sorry, you were running here and there and everywhere, and then when I went into interview afterwards, you were like, I'm so sorry about that and everything. You're a really polite, nice guy. Politeness, do you think that politeness is so underrated, particularly by men?
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know another way to be. Like, you know,
You're a good actor.
I know. You're right. Yeah, this is all just for you guys. I go back there and I just scream at everyone. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I just, as I said, there's nothing to be gained by not being nice to people and not being, you know, everyone, generally speaking, is just trying to do their job and get from one place to another, and you know, it always seems a shame when there are people who do my job who are, you know, just rude. Any of those, whatever anyone said is true. Yes, absolutely rude.
Well, you're not that, so.
No, exactly. And you know, I think there's a lot of actors that give. Most of the thing is, I know loads of actors, and I know that 90% of us are really nice and normal, and it's just the 10% that are mental that give us a bad name.
Indeed. Now, a lot of people might not know this, but you know a very famous song, or a little bit of a very famous song. I made him do this today for the radio, and he's going to hate me now.
I barely remembered it then.
You did. Daniel learnt all the words to Jumbo Breakfast Roll a few years ago when he was working with Pat Short.
And not even like, by the way, Pat didn't ask me to. I just wanted to embarrass Pat as much as I could by singing that, like, to when people would meet him. I was like, you know, Pat has a song that knocked Shakira off the top spot in Ireland. Yeah, I can't. No, I can't remember.
You can't.
Then you can get them all to tune into your radio show when I do it. Well, I did it on your show.
Do it for me.
So you know, you all need to tune in.
You'll have to tune in.
I can't remember any more than that. I'll do the elements before I do that. You know, like, that was just.
You could just strip and stay.
I could. When in doubt,
I was going to ask you a kind of serious question next. I don't know if I can follow up. But just, a lot of people might have seen online the last couple of days, you did a viral video, kind of really quick, fast, rapid-fire question and answer thing with Vogue.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that yet. Is it good?
Yeah, it's actually really good. Yeah, it's very well made. But one of the questions that you were asked was a book you were reading at the moment.
Yeah.
And you said you were reading The Aran Islands by Sigyn.
Yeah.
Is that because of your involvement in the Criminal Insurance?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it was actually because, like, when they asked me the question, they said, like, bring a book for you to read and you know, bring whatever book you're reading at the moment. And I wasn't reading anything at the moment, but the last thing I'd finished was The Aran Islands by J.F. Sigyn, and so I just took that with me. And it was you know, it is an amazing book, just in terms of learning about those islands, and as I was for the character, and just trying to get some sense of the place, and you know, you see sort of bits of bits of his plays and ideas that then would later be kind of discussed in his plays being in very early kind of raw form in it. So it's really cool. Like it's a great book. I would recommend it.
Excellent. Good to hear that. And before we hand it over to the audience, I know I'm sure there's plenty of them dying to ask you a question. I've got a what if question for you.
Go for it.
What if Daniel Radcliffe was never cast as Harry Potter?
Oh. That was amazing. You're a great audience. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know. Like it's been too pivotal a thing in my life for me to imagine what my life would have been without it. Both my parents were in the industry. My dad was a literary agent. My mum was a casting director who worked with Peter Kosminski a lot, who's a British TV director. So I like to think I would have probably got a job as a runner and worked on the other side in the ADs department, because the ADs are people that, like, outside the film industry, you kind of don't really know that department exists, I feel like, but they are the most important department really on a film. They're the oil that keeps the machinery flowing all the time, and they communicate between every department, and I would have been good at that. Like, I think I would have been good at that.
I think we rather having him on screen, don't we?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Especially when he takes his clothes off.
I'm definitely pleased it panned out this way.
Yeah. I'm sure you are. Yeah, definitely. Well, we're glad you did anyway. But it's a good one, it's a question.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to open it up to the audience.